For this critical path analysis, we are going to do an extension to build a sports hall. So we've got all this information here. We have to find the critical path and the float times and the finish times. Each task is to be done by a team with a supervisor. How many supervisors would be needed for the shortest time? So we're looking for the critical path. Remember to put these numbers in front there, 7, 10, etc. So transfer these numbers so they go in front of those letters. Well, I've done it down here. So I've got the letters, the numbers in front of each letters, and B must be after C. C must be after A. So I'm going to start with A, and that's, I've done the diagram down here. I start with A, then C must be after A, so that's why I put C next. B must be after C, so I put B there. D must be after B, we've done that. E must be after C. So as long as E comes after C, it doesn't have to come after B as well, just after C. And F must be after D and E, so there's F after D and E. Now note for F, you've got 5 before F, so both of those arrows have to have 5 on them. So whenever you've got a double arrow, the numbers have to come the same, leading into a number. Leading out of a number, it doesn't matter, like 10 and 2, because it's what goes before. Before B is 10, and before E is 2. So the number's before the letters, not after. So we want G must come after F, so I've done G after F there. H must come after G, and I must come after F, so I can go down here for I, and J must come after H, which I've got that. Okay, so I've got all those numbers. Now we look for the longest path, so we can go all along the top here, or we could go down the bottom, or finish at I. So there are 3 paths. I've just done 2 of them. We're looking for the critical path, which will be the longest one. So the longest one is this one up here. It goes there, 5, 2, 8, 3. Add all those up, it comes to 58. Your next task would be to put that in a table. And so you list A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H down. And I've done this in 10-minute blocks. I've put the 10 to the right of each because that's when it ends, etc. And then I've put the task in. So task A took 7 minutes. So there's the 7. I put task A in. Task C is next, 15 minutes. It takes it up to 22. Then B takes it up to 32, an extra 10. D takes it up 8 to 40. F an extra 5 to 45, G to 47, and then 8 makes it to 55, and finally the last 3 to make it 58. So that's just one critical path. Then you've got the other 2 tasks, which I've done in blue here. So when you do them in blue, you've got E, there's this one here, and I is that one there. So you've got those 2 paths, and when you've completed them, those are the float times. As long as it's done up to 48, as long as it's up to 40. So you've got 16 days float, 11 days float. Here are all your times for your activities. So you've got all those listed. That's what the tasks ask you to do. You have your critical path, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, and J, 58 days. Tasks E and I, those are the ones that can be done by a separate team. That's why in the separate colour with the float times with one supervisor. So that's how you do that task. I hope that was clear.